Hello, Capricorn. This is Jeffrey. This is right. This is your reading for the month of February. The message is try something new, try something out of your comfort zone, do something new, chance, take a leap of faith, do something that your heart desires, do something you wouldn't dare doing, do something you're afraid of doing, etc. Switch it up. All right. So that being said, I'm doing a new format. It's 4 weeks for February, and I throw four cards and then I throw four qualifiers. So the qualifiers are another deck, but it's a little smaller, and I put it on top of the cards. You'll see. And this is how I do my annual readings. So before I begin, I just want to let you know that Nancy and I are beginning tarot classes starting January 30th. We have 3 spots left. It's on a Thursday night at 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock East, 6 o'clock West Coast. Please join us. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. Okay. I always say, wow. I always say it's really interesting, no matter what cards come up. So don't get all like, oh, okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. The Three of Swords, the Hierophant, the Nine of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, Three of Swords. Okay, Three of Swords traditionally is like it's heartbreak, it's heartache, it's a misunderstanding, it's something that really you really feel really badly about. The thing about the Three of Swords, it's a three, and threes are creative. Threes are like this heartbreak has taught me something, has shown me something, has given me a message. So even dark cards I see as like opportunities. Okay, so that's the Three of Swords. It's a disappointment. It's a disappointment, but a disappointment that leads to something creative or a new way of thinking or a new way of looking at things. I keep them in the box. I always have to make sure, because it's a smaller deck, that they all come out. And so this is the first week in February. And look, sometimes heartbreak can lead to a real revelation, a real understanding, real clarity, right? Because swords are about clarity. And it could be a person or a relationship, but it could also be like, I don't know, you had your heart set on something, a creative project, something you were trying to make or do, and it's like, or maybe a job you were trying to get. It's like, it's okay. It's just a feeling. This is what's happening. I have the nine. So that's the second time the nine showed up. So the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is a really interesting card. The Nine of Wands is it's a nine, so it's attainment. It's attainment of okay. It's attainment of a creative or a passionate thing, right? But you're a nine, you're at attainment, but he's a little bit beaten up. So the thing is here, it's like I need to put up a boundary. Maybe I've been trying to do something and it like something really didn't work out. Let's say you wanted to open a pizza business and you got the spot, you got the ovens, and you got you got it all together, and then all of a sudden the spot falls through. Just for an example, it's like, oh, really? Keep on fighting. That's what I'm getting with this. It's like I put up a boundary, or your partner says, I don't want to do it anymore. You like put up a boundary. You'll find a new one, or you'll be able to do it on your own, or maybe you can open in 3 months or something. But keep on fighting because sometimes with this one, it's like I feel like he's been defending the castle, right? And now he's surrounded. So there's almost this energy of I always get from this card. If you ever watch nature documentary, I watch a lot of nature documentaries. So you're watching the cheetah go after the gazelle, right? And then they slow it, they slow it, they show it in slow motion. And it's like there's more information. And that's the energy that I get from this. It's like I'm sort of surrounded. I have to make a decision here. I have to see the whole picture because I'm attaining. So I have to see the whole picture. And then depending upon the other cards around it, do I decide whether I want to fight, whether I want to give up. Maybe I've already, you know. But I feel like here it continue to fight. You know, I'm determined to get this pizza place done, and I'm going to get it done, even if I have another obstacle that really broke my heart. Week 2, the Hierophant. The Hierophant is the 5th card. It's about change. Interesting. And it's really about establishment. It's about anything with columns. That's how I like to put it. So this represents business, the law, religion, the government, things like that. An institution, a university, a hospital, an institution. The thing about the Hierophant is that he's getting information from heaven. He's the hierarchy. So he understands the hierarchy. He's getting information. There's a spiritual aspect to the card that he can form in the earth. And it's about really the mores of society. It's like, how am I going to fit this into society as a whole? How am I going to establish this as something solid? By being the emperor, that's how. The emperor delegates. The emperor delegates. That's what he does more than anything. This is Aries. This is Aries. This is Taurus. So Taurus is very fixed, right? Establish. Fixed sign. Aries, begin. It's like, it's the energy of Mars. It's like, okay, this didn't work out. Like, let me figure something new out. Like, okay, maybe I was taking on too much, or maybe I can give somebody else this part of it. And maybe, but because I'm the emperor and I have to remain the emperor, I can't give my power away. There's an energy here so far of like, I'm not giving my power away. Like, I'm the boss, and like maybe somebody else is trying to be the boss or trying to take over part of my job or something. And it's like, no, I told you to do this and you have to do this because I'm the job. Got me? A little bit of that. And then we have the 3rd week, the 9 of Wands. Should I continue to fight? It's about boundaries. It's really about boundaries. I think it's about knowing your power, claiming your power, utilizing your power, perhaps delegating it in order to establish something. And maybe there's this push-pull of like who's in charge sort of thing. And it's like, okay, I've got to figure this out. And, you know, sometimes when I really stick up for myself in a certain way, it makes me feel much better, right? It like, yeah. Yeah, because I'm the magician. You're the magician. The magician is like the leader, the one who begins. It's a one. So it's like I have all the tools that I need in order to manifest my desires. You have all the tools that you need. Because sometimes, you know, it's like, well, I'm not really good at this, or I've never figured this out. So the thing is that we have the emperor here. So it's like, okay, well, the things that you are good at and you can figure out and you can accomplish and do, then do because you have all the tools. And if not, you call in, you know, other people who can help you. Or, you know, I'm building a house and, you know, I have no idea how electricity works. I could look it up in a book. It's like, you know what? If I look it up in a book, it's going to take me a month to really figure it out. I don't want to electrocute myself in the process. And I'm just going to hire somebody to do it, right? I did the rest of it. There are certain things I just couldn't do. It's okay. It's okay. Because sometimes, you know, you watch these things and it's like, oh, you could do it yourself. You could do it yourself. It's like, sometimes you can't, or sometimes it's just not worth your time or your effort or your energy, or it's not interesting to you, and it's like, that's okay. It's good to know your limits. It's good to, and you know, maybe I mean, sometimes the Nine of Wands also is about the limits. It's like, yeah, that's my limit. Like there are other people that could do it better than me, or I know my limit, which is good. It's good because some people don't know their limits, and it's like, oh, I'm just going to keep on pushing, and then like they hurt themselves, or they wasted time. Okay, that's week 3. Week 4 is a really good card. Okay, there's an evolution here. There's definitely an evolution, and it's like things changing in your favor. Things like destiny comes in and says, okay, we know that you've learned this, we know, and you've evolved, and so now you're up another rung. And the thing also with the Wheel of Fortune, sometimes what I get is this energy of, if I remain in the center of the equation, then I attract, it's almost like a vortex, it's almost like a whirlpool, because this is moving. This is definitely moving. There's this energy of drawing in what I need, of drawing in what I need. It's a lot like that for me with the guests. I always, in New York, I did Airbnb, and here I do booking. It's more, there's no traffic on Airbnb. And the ones that I attract are like the ones that I need. There's always something to learn. There's always something to share. And it's very interesting because it shows me myself, right? So the Wheel of Fortune, really good card. Yeah, to begin something new, to like take a chance to start a creative project. So maybe what you're realizing with all this Nine of Wands energy is like the person you, or the people you're relying on, or the situation, like didn't really go the way you expected it to, and you've had to figure out stuff on your own. And it's like, okay, like, because sometimes, it's as simple as, sometimes rejection is God's protection. Sometimes it's like, well, I really wanted this to happen. I really wanted this person to act in this way. I really wanted this thing to show up, and it didn't show up. And I'm really, it's like it's thrown a wrench in, but it's like, well, how can I gather myself and figure it out and delegate, or take on, maybe there's a part of it, let's say, the painter quit. I'm talking about the pizza place still. The painter quit. It's like, you know what? It saves me $6,000 just for a number. And it'll take me 3 days, but like I can use the money for another oven, or I can use the money for tables and chairs, or I could use the money for advertising, or etc. It's like, uh, yeah, sometimes the road from here to there is not as smooth as you think it's going to be. You got to go this way, you got to go that way, but you learn things along the way. You learn things along the way. So that's the energy. So it should be, there's a lot of, how would I say it? Movement, right? And a lot of unexpected things, but it's like, we're going to get there. You're Capricorn. It's like, that's what the goat does. It's like, this one is slippery, and I'm going to go another way. There's another way up the side of the mountain. Maybe even if I have to go around the whole mountain, I'm going to get to the top of the mountain. I'm going to get to the top of the mountain, right? This one isn't working. That one isn't working. Okay. I'm a goat. I'm going to be the goat. All right. That's my take for you for February. It's actually like, it feels like a real learning month. Like, you learn as you go. I mean, I wish it just, came upon me, but sometimes I have to go through the process in order to learn maybe other lessons that I didn't think I needed to learn, but maybe I do, or maybe you do. Anyway, so please join the tarot class. If you want a reading, be in touch. Have a lovely February, and see you soon. Blessings. Bye.